This end-to-end automation is going to find perfect videos for you to make by scraping your competitors and other sources like Reddit, comparing it against your video catalog. And there's a couple cool things we're doing to make this much more powerful than other similar systems you might have found. So let's dive in. First things first, if you want access to this template, it is inside the school community linked down below. Simply download the file, head over to NAN, click the three dots, and then import from file, and then you're good to go. I'm going to dive into how all of the nodes work though, just in case you don't want to join. But here we have access to Appify, which is what we're using for multiple different ways to scrape things here. In this case, we're going to be scraping YouTube search, trying to find the top 30 videos today related to AI automation, which is my niche. You can change this to your own niche. And also a link to the actors that I'm using will be found in the description down below. So after we have access to YouTube, we want to use JavaScript. And here we're just simply going to clean up the data. Nothing too fancy. We have a lot of fields here. I don't care about most of them. I just want the URL, title, and channel name. Simple enough. Afterwards, we're going to do something very similar, but in this case for Reddit. If I open this up, we are going to search for AI automations in subreddits, and we're going to try and find some posts there, very similar to the other JavaScript code. We're simply just going to clean up some of the data. Some posts that have text in them, so I'm filtering those out. Now, afterwards, we are going to get all of my competitors, and obviously yours will be different. But within Airtable, I have a list of a bunch of different competitors here. And if you watch these types of videos, you might recognize some of these people. But basically, I just add a competitor here. It's going to go ahead and find all the YouTube competitors. And it's then going to use an RSS feed to find some of their recent videos. This is why we are logging the channel ID, because this RSS feed only works with channel IDs. And so here, if you want access to all their videos, you might have to use an Appify actor. In my case, I'm immediately filtering these out even further to only find the ones that are posted within the last 24 hours. So the recent 3 to 4 videos is fine with the RSS feed. From there, we're going to access all the current video ideas. Now, this is from this system here, and I deleted everything before I ran this. So we have a blank slate, but here we would see all the previous ideas that you may or may not have approved or denied. That way, it is not going to try and reduplicate new ideas that you've already said no to or are pending. Also, we're going to access all of our current videos being posted. In this case, I am using my own channel ID, so you'll want to change this to yours. And again, if you have hundreds of videos posted where the RSS feed is not getting many of them, you'll want to use an Appify actor to access that. In my case, I don't have many videos posted, so this works perfectly fine for me. Then within Airtable, we have tutorial videos. This has a number of different videos I found on Instagram and YouTube that teach people how to write better hooks or how to do scripting, how to do titles. And so whenever I find a great video, I add it here, and it has the transcription and the summary, which is super important. Now, in this case, we're just generating a bunch of brand new ideas. So I am just using the summary to save time and tokens. But I am using GPT 5.2 with this system prompt here, basically just asking for a list of video ideas. And I'm passing in the summary of all of those videos on how to write better titles so that the output is super clear within the ideas tab. Afterwards, we're simply just going to store everything within Airtable. Now, this is great, and we have some ideas here, but what happens if you actually like an idea? Well, if you click on approve, it's going to run a webhook. So if I look at this right here, we're going to call this webhook right here, and we're going to pass in a authentication key within the parameters because this is basically just doing a GET request to an NAN webhook. We can't pass in headers in this way, so we have to put it inside the URL. And obviously, I will be making a new webhook, and I will be using a different API key after this video is recorded. But here we're also passing in the record ID, super important. And something that's really cool that if you're using Airtable, I'm going to show you a cool trick here. Let's say I like this top video. I click on approve. If you've done this before, there's just a new tab sitting there. If I click on this, the tab will auto close. So I'll dive into how that works and how everything else works. And again, there's a couple cool things coming up that make this type of video scraping and idea generation significantly more powerful than other things you might have tried. So how to auto close those tabs for those of you who use Airtable. You want to respond to webhook node. Then the very first node, we can just simply have content type be a header and the value be text/HTML. And we're going to return with this code here. If you know basics of coding, you can probably just guess, even if you don't. Window.close will close the window. So we're basically returning this as the actual HTML of the web page, which auto closes the tab. Super cool, super convenient. Then we're simply just going to check if we're authorized. Then here we're going to say, hey, are we trying to deny the post? If so, we're just going to update the status to denied. Pretty simple. Obviously, you can just use the drop down here, but I wanted approve to just be a one click and not have to click and change the status all the time. Also, this is instant because it's a webhook, so that's another benefit. So now what are we going to do once I like an idea? I click approve on an idea. We're going to generate the most broad search term we can within this prompt. I'm simply just using GPT-4o because we don't really need a powerful model for this. This is a very simple user prompt here. So basically just asking for a search query for the given title. So once we have that, of course, we're going to scrape YouTube for the top 30 videos this month that are relative to that query. From there, we are then going to filter the search results. Anything less than 750 views, we are going to ignore. And then we're just going to clean up the data, only giving us the URL, the title, and the description. There's a couple of fun parts here coming up. For me, I only speak English, and so I only want to have to look at the English-based videos. Sometimes there's a bunch of other languages in these videos, and it would mess up the results where I couldn't read some of the things. So this was like the simplest solution I had, was just simply removing and filtering out the non-English videos. Obviously, configure that to whatever your preferences are. Afterwards, we're then going to loop through, and here's something super powerful. So obviously, we're going to get the transcript to all the competing videos, but a gold mine is in the comments. We're going to scrape the comments where we're going to get the top 10 comments sorted by most liked. Now, the comments often include a couple different things. They can include tips and tricks from the community of that creator. They could include oversights that the creator didn't mention. They could include mistakes that the creator did do in their video. Those are 3 very useful things for you to know because let's say as the time of this recording, Claudebot and their infinite rebrands came out recently. And so there's major security flaws with that. And all the top comments on a lot of these videos were talking about the security flaws. So if I went to go make a video about that topic at that time, I can mention perfectly secure, 100% secure in the title and or thumbnail to have my video have a higher chance of being clicked on. So then we're going to use some JavaScript. And this is pretty simple here. We're just simply going to get access to all the transcription because the transcription data is actually just an SRT format. We're going to combine that into a giant string. Then we're also going to get access to the comments here. Obviously, pretty simple JavaScript. Now, afterwards here, this is a little trick for you guys as well. You can't actually pin a loop node. So I just have a JavaScript that just simply says return input.all, and I can pin this node. That way I can pin the output of the loop without having to run it each time. Now here is where we're getting to the output here. We're going to generate a brief. We're using GPT 5.2 for this. Here's a system prompt, basically just asking it to create a brief that allows me to understand the pros and cons of what other videos are on that topic and how I can make my video better. Then we're going to pass in all the output from the loop. Then we're going to get access to all the titles, and we're going to generate some titles. In this case, because I already approved the idea, we're going to use a bit more tokens. We're going to pass in the entire transcript of all of those videos, and then we're going to have the titles be returned back. So it's going to be a lot more accurate because previously, when I was just generating the ideas, we were just passing in the summary of the videos. We're going to do the same exact concept here for hooks. We're just going to get the hooks and generate hooks. Then we're going to get my current videos. And again, this is for my own channel. So you want to change this ID if you're using this exact template. And if you have a lot of videos, then you want to use an Appify actor to access all of your videos, not just the RSS feed. Then we want to determine the outro video here. So if I go over to these ideas, we have outro video. So on the end screen, if there's a video that could be a great place to point them to next, it will determine which one that is by looking at the idea and comparing that to my content catalog. Then afterwards, we're just going to store this to Airtable. And here's where we see the brief here, which contains a lot of information that I would read through before I start recording the video. And then here is a quick summary at the bottom. We also have access to the title ideas. Some of these are decent. And we also have access to the hooks that I can get some ideas on right here.